Hi everyone, this is Kyle with Rosetta Tones, and welcome back to the 5th video in the Deciphering Music Theory series. Today we're going to be taking a look at key signatures and the circle of fifths. In the previous video we learned about scales, and how every scale has a different number of sharps or flats, and how every major scale has a relative minor scale, and vice versa. If you're reading a piece of music and you have to write in the same accidental every time, it can become really difficult to read. The general rule is that the more ink on the page, the harder the music is to read. To get around this, songwriters put a key signature at the beginning of a song. This key signature tells us what notes are flat or sharp throughout the whole song. These flats and sharps apply regardless of the octave, so if you see that a B in the staff is flat, the ones above and below the staff will be too. If you see an accidental in a song, then that accidental applies only for that measure. For example, if we have a key signature that has two flats, and we have an E natural, then this note and the notes following it would be E natural. The E that comes before it in the measure, and the E's in the next measure would all be E flat, since you have to rewrite an accidental every measure when it's outside the key signature. The flats or sharps in a key signature mimic the flats or sharps in the major and natural minor scales. Because of this, you can't combine flats and sharps in a key signature, and you can't just add a flat or sharp wherever you want in a key signature. To determine the order of sharps and flats, we follow the circle of fifths. This shows all of the major keys and their relative minor keys arranged in perfect fifths. We follow the circle clockwise and assume we are ascending from each note to the next. If we follow the circle counterclockwise and assume each note is ascending, then we would get a circle of perfect fourths. We can see on the bottom of the circle that some keys show their enharmonics. This is so we can begin transitioning from flats to sharps, or sharps to flats. If we kept every key sharp, we would end up with double sharps in some key signatures, which are harder to read than keys with only sharps or flats. The circle shows major keys and their relative minor key because they share a key signature. For example, both the E flat major scale and C natural minor scale have 3 flats, so both share a key signature with 3 flats. We order flats in a key signature by following the circle counterclockwise. We order sharps in a key signature by following the circle clockwise. We can also see how closely related keys and scales are by looking at the circle of fifths. Keys that are closer together on the circle are more closely related. Keys that are further away are less closely related. If we look at C, the furthest key is F sharp or G flat, which is a tritone. The circle shows us that the tritone is the furthest or most dissonant key from C. We can find each key's tritone by looking at the opposite side of the circle. We won't usually have to think too much about ordering the flats or sharps in a key signature because they will either be written in for us, or we will be using a music notation software that does it for us. But it is important to be able to look at a key signature and be able to tell what keys we could possibly be in. That's all for today. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below or send me a message. Thanks for watching.